wait. Just to be clear about everything before we begin, we are all in unanimous agreement that 2020 sucked ass, and I don't need to do a big ol' explanation as to why it did, right? Alright, tight, let's get on with the video then. Hello everyone, I'm Sam the Geigen fan, and I'm here to tell you about all the cool stuff that came out in 2020. In case you haven't seen the last two videos of this little series, Year of the Monsters was a series in which I talked about all the kaiju news that came out in a certain year. It first started off as a whole series in 2018, which is bad and you shouldn't watch it. And now it's kind of sort of just a big year-ending retrospective video, which I talk about all the kaiju news that came out in that previous year. And here we are doing it again because I want to and I like doing these videos. So without further ado, let's talk about all the cool stuff that came out in the year of 2020. Alright, so there is absolutely no way I can avoid talking about the big thing that completely and utterly murdered 2020 for everyone, so I'm just gonna nip it in the bud right now. COVID kinda smacked everyone in the face, including kaiju media. Lots of things got pushed back, the big ones of course being Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 and Godzilla vs. Kong. Those were the two big things that were gonna happen this year, but thanks to the pandemic, they got pushed back. One of them eventually did get a release date, as well as a whole slew of marketing to accompany it, which we'll talk about soon. Meanwhile, the other one is stuck in a legal limbo due to poor communication and questionable business practices. I'm sure that a lot of people were disappointed that these films were pushed back even further than they already were. I know I was. Actually, that's kind of a lie. I was upset but understanding with Ava's case, but with Godzilla vs. Kong, I found that one friggin' hysterical. Still though, even if you decide to look past those two things, this year, contrary to what some people might say, was actually a pretty great year in terms of what we got relating to Godzilla and other kaiju media. For example, we got a ton of smaller films coming out of Japan, including Azura 1964, a documentary film detailing the production of Gamera creator Daiei's failed first attempt at a kaiju film, Monster Seafood Wars, a more comedic kaiju film that is based on the original draft of 1954's Godzilla, you know, the one where he was supposed to be a giant octopus, but simultaneously not Space Amoeba. I mean, they literally did a homage poster. How is this not a Space Amoeba? Finally, we got Howl from Beyond the Fog, a 35-minute long short film that is based on the 1953 short story that also inspired Beasts from the 20,000 Fathoms. We also got a lot of independent kaiju films from independent distribution company and studio SRS Cinema, including the previously mentioned Howl from Beyond the Fog, as well as other independent kaiju films such as Raigo, King of the Sea Monsters, and Reiga, God of the Monsters. SRS wasn't the only one who was releasing stuff onto the home video market this year. Mill Creek stepped up to the plate to release several Ultraman series. Technically they started in 2019, I don't know why I didn't mention them earlier, but I am now, so who cares. And finally, the big boy stepping up to the plate to deliver the greatest kaiju home video release perhaps ever, Arrow Video with the Gamera Complete Collection. Enough has been said about the collection already, but yeah, it might just be the greatest kaiju home video release ever. Not only do you have glorious new transfers for all of your films, not only do you have lots of information regarding these films, not only do you have every Gamera comic ever made, not only do you have tons of bonus features on top of that, but it also comes in at a similar price to the Showa Godzilla Criterion set, which absolutely puts that set to shame and then some. If only it were a wide release so more people could enjoy it. This set was a limited release, and for those of you who didn't pre-order it, like me, you were completely SOL when it came to this release. At least Arrow is doing a standard edition for both the Showa and Heisei Gamera movies, as well as a steelbook release of the Gamera trilogy, so y'all know I'm gonna be picking those up. Who knows? Maybe with both of these sets in my possession, I could do a huge Gamera ranking video. Well, I don't know. But overall, 2020 has been a pretty solid year in terms of kaiju home video releases, and even outside of that, this year has been pretty good for a lot of different things. Starting off with the flagship kaiju franchise, Godzilla had a pretty alright year. We got ourselves a brand new Godzilla store opening up in Osaka, a Shin Godzilla zipline opening up on Awaji Island, which also gave birth to the greatest Godzilla toy ever, legendary hosted watch-alongs for all three of the Monsterverse films, which I did not join because I don't watch garbage. Also because I don't have Kong Skull Island on Blu-ray, which gave us some pretty cool information that I could use against people who made the films, and also some pretty spectacular meme material. We had an online Godzilla festival on Godzilla's birthday, which gave us a Hamtaro crossover, again, and this Godzilla short film, which I'm only bringing up because it was shot on iPhone. Finally, the big thing that got announced was a brand new anime series called Godzilla Singular Point that is dropping in April 2021 in Japan and sometime later on Netflix. I made a whole video talking about my thoughts on Singular Point, so I'm not going to say too much here, but to summarize, I am excited. Despite any issues I have thus far with the animation, it looks like a neat show that'll bring back some old faces, and I'm hoping we'll be getting something worthwhile out of it. Godzilla vs. Kong also got banners this year. Alright, now that we got the franchise out of the way, let's talk about a cooler franchise. Ultraman got some pretty neat stuff this year, probably a lot more stuff than what I could probably mention because I don't really keep up with Ultraman stuff as much as I do, say, Godzilla and Evangelion stuff. I'm very new to this Ultraman thing, but I will talk about the stuff that I do know. We got the conclusion to the New Generation Ultraman series with Ultraman Taiga, New Generation Climax. We also got Ultra Galaxy Fight, The Absolute Conspiracy, a spin-off to the Ultra Fight series that is broadcast exclusively on YouTube in both Japanese and English. The show is currently airing at the time of this video, and thus far, I am enjoying it. I feel like it would be a show that I would enjoy a lot more than I do if I watched a lot more Ultraman, which thanks to a certain series that I'll mention in like 6 seconds, I will most certainly do. But I think it's a neat show, and I can't wait to see how it'll end. We also got a little series called Yeah, no, I'm not playing the whole thing. Subaraya announced that they would be simulcasting Ultraman Z on YouTube alongside a Japanese release, which honestly though, massive W for Subaraya. That is some king stuff, and I don't know why they haven't done this earlier, but I fully support this strategy and I hope that they continue to do so with future Ultra series. But please keep all the episodes up on YouTube. The whole taking them down after 2 weeks thing is dumb and should not be done. But overall, I thought this show was pretty good. I had my fair share of issues, like how there wasn't really much going on with its overarching story with its main villain, and like with Absolute Conspiracy, I think a lot of my enjoyment would be heightened if I saw more Ultra shows prior to watching this one, but let me tell ya, when this show is good, it slaps hard. I'm a big fan of the arc that focuses on the introduction of Storage Custom King Joe, as well as the finale arc. Maybe I could do a video talking about them if there's enough demand for it. Even aside from that, there were a lot of episodes I really did enjoy, especially towards the later half. Like, a lot of my enjoyment comes from Belia Rock. I love this stupid little sword dude. I'll save my thoughts on the show for an upcoming video about it, once again if there's enough demand for it. And thanks to this show, I'll definitely be checking out a lot more Ultraman series in the future. It was fun being able to have something to watch every single week, and while I'm certain that the more Ultra series I watch, I will certainly change my ways on how I feel about it, I will always have a special place in my heart for Ultraman Z. Alrighty, now that we got all that said and done, let's get the big one out of the way. Evangelion got some pretty awesome stuff this year. Not only because of the upcoming release of 3.0 plus 1.0, but also in relation to the original series as well. As for the original series, there was an announcement that it would be released in a Blu-ray box set in 2021 that will include all 26 episodes, plus Death and End of Evangelion. Here's to hoping that they will release the original ADV dub alongside a Netflix dub. That way people can enjoy watching Eva in whatever English dub experience they want to. There was also an official release of the entire Eva soundtrack for the series' 25th anniversary, which I would want to buy, but at the same time, I don't want to go broke. The first 3 rebuild films also got in on the action with theatrical releases in December this year in 4DX. You guys genuinely have no idea how jealous I am that these films were getting re-released in 4DX. These films were made to be shown in theaters, and I envy anyone who actually got the chance to see these movies in 4DX. But anywho, now it is time for the moment you've been waiting for.
Shin Evangelion 劇場版.
Yep, I'm hyped. After an already exciting look into 3.0 plus 1.0 last year with a 10-minute sneak peek, and the trailer that dropped not too long after, this year has arguably been even more exciting for this film's marketing, all of which came after its indefinite delay in early April. But hey, we got a sick looking poster out of it, and then seemingly out of nowhere in October we got a brand new trailer that completely flipped my head regarding my thoughts of this movie. Don't get me wrong, I was definitely excited, but I was pretty sure that I had figured everything out in terms of what this movie would be, thanks to the trailer that dropped last year. But then, nope! This trailer came out and gave me so many different things to now think about, mainly in regards to the final battle. Like, whoa, there's an anti-Wunder now. Is this one powered by Unit 13, just like how Unit 1 is the power of the normal Wunder? Is there gonna be 2 separate final battles? One between the Wunders and the other between Asuka and Mari and their units? Which, by the way, we also got new plug suits for them, which admittedly look pretty cool. The 3.0 ones look leagues better than these ones, though. Where's it gonna take place? There's a shot of the Black Moon in the trailer. Is that where it's gonna happen? What's Shinji gonna do? What's Rei gonna do? I have so many questions, and I'm really excited to see where this final movie's gonna take Eva. Also, it's coming out in January. Let's go! After that, it was quiet for the next few months as the folks at Studio Khara were wrapping up production on this final film. We also got some more announcements, like how the first few test screenings were going over fairly well with members of the staff, and how the soundtrack was going to be released in a 3-disc box set a few weeks after the movie was released. And then on Christmas Eve, we got ourselves another trailer, which features the brand new Utada Hikaru song, One Last Kiss. Which, by the way,
初めてのルーブルはなんてことはなかったわ私だけのモナリザもうとっくに出会ってたから
But we got other stuffs too, like we got more of the anti-Wunder, we got more shots of the new Unit 2 kicking ass, we got lots of super pretty looking shots, we got this scene of Shinji telling his father that he very much enjoys the way that his new haircut looks, and we got Unit 1 back in action and, oh, never mind, the CG's garbage. But we got Unit 13 back! That's so cool! There was a ton of cool stuff that we got in this trailer, alongside a brand new poster that showcases our main 5 Eva pilots vibing on the beat. Wait a minute, where's Asuka's eye patch? Does this poster show that this is taking place in a dream? Is this final film the confirmation that the Rebuild Saga is just one of the numerous realities that Shinji thought of in the finale of the original show? If that's the case, then that will be sick! But in all seriousness, there are some red flags that are popping up for me in terms of how this final film could end. Like, is the fight between Unit 1 and 13 gonna be the true finale of the film, or is it gonna be some sort of dream that Shinji thinks of while in Final Impact? I personally hope for the latter, but we'll never truly know with Eva, especially the rebuilds. Whatever happens, I seriously hope that this final movie will give a great send-off to the rebuild films, and that I'll be happily able to say bye-bye all of Evangelion. So, that was all the Kaiju stuff that came out in 2020. This year has certainly been a rough ride for all of us, but I certainly hope that next year we will have a much better year, as well as a ton of other interesting and exciting pieces of Kaiju media to talk about. But, as always, these were just my thoughts and I want to know yours. Did you guys think that this year was good, trash, or somewhere in between? Be sure to follow my social medias and join my Discord server, which are all linked in the description below. Either way, I'm Sam the Gigan fan, telling you all to wash your hands and wishing you all a happy new year.